everyone, it's Jana, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the most terrifying McDonald's Happy Meal toys. Now, I always thought Happy Meals were supposed to have toys that made you happy, not terrified, so I'm really interested to see what these toys look like. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
We all remember when we were kids going to McDonald's and getting those Happy Meal toys. Sure, it was a rip-off, paying for loads of meals to get that tiny piece of plastic.
I don't know about you, but I love Happy Meals to this day. You get a nice little meal and a toy. What more could you ask for?
But they were super fun, right? Or so we remember. Turns out sometimes though, Ronald McDonald wasn't feeling his old happy self and made these really damn creepy.
I have to admit, I always found Ronald McDonald kinda creepy.
Every kid loved playing with those dinosaurs, especially little boys. So that's why in the early 2000s, McDonald's decided to put some in their Happy Meals. Only problem was, they were cheaply made in China, so the quality wasn't great. As you can see, what they thought would be an awesome toy turned out to be plain disturbing. Some of them look more like crocodiles or alligators than dinosaurs.
Aw, why are they roasting these dinosaurs? They're honestly kinda cute. I would take them.
And the baby dinosaur even resembles an alien creature. Or maybe some kind of mutation of an actual baby. People reminisced about these dinosaur toys in an online forum, and pretty much everyone said they got nightmares and had to throw their toys away.
You're telling me you got nightmares from this tiny little dinosaur toy? Give me a break.
Everyone knows the clown Ronald McDonald was the McDonald's mascot. The only problem was, McDonald's didn't realize most people don't like clowns.
That's right, most people do not like clowns, myself included. Clowns are probably the creepiest thing ever. Duh.
In fact, it's one of the most common phobias of all time. So that's why in 2003, McDonald's stopped using Ronald McDonald. One of the reasons why they stopped using him was because of one disastrous toy. This toy released in the 90s was a Ronald McDonald mask.
That mask looks absolutely terrifying. If I got this in my Happy Meal, I would not be very happy. I would actually be traumatized. This is way too much McDonald's. What were you thinking?
The mask was supposed to be all friendly and fun, but it looks more like the clown from It. I guess thanks to movies like It and The Joker, clowns just aren't funny anymore. Kids were really freaked out by this mask. And also it was usually all greasy because of the oily foods it was next to.
Okay, that's just disgusting and will 100% make you break out. This mask is 100% canceled. Totally a terrible idea. Also really scary.
If you're a true 90s kid, you remember these toys. Back in the 90s, McDonald's released a bunch of toys known as Food Fundamentals. They were getting a lot of bad press because their food was unhealthy. So instead of adding fruits to the menu, they simply added fruit toys. The toys were really creepy faces on healthy foods.
Tell me how they tried to replace actual nutritious food with toy versions? That makes absolutely no sense. And honestly, these little guys kind of remind me of mini brands. I'm sure you guys know what those are. So it's safe to say McDonald's was kind of ahead of their time.
This included some low-fat milk, a steak, a tomato, and a sandwich. The tomato named Ruby and the sandwich named Otis looked the most creepy.
The sandwich was named Otis and the strawberry was named Ruby. Okay, that is literally so adorable. I'm sorry, I can't be mad at this. This isn't freaking creepy. This is cute. I say we bring these back.
And the face on the low-fat milk is straight out of Nightmares. Needless to say, these toys were not popular and were soon discontinued. But if you do have some of these, you could sell them for big money. Recently, some were sold on eBay for nearly $100.
$100 for one of these tiny little things? I wouldn't really say they're straight out of Nightmares. I think they're kind of cute, but I can kind of see where they're coming from.
We all know and probably dislike Minions. They've gone from—
I love how he just assumed that we all know and dislike Minions. I feel like everyone just finds them super annoying. Comment down below, do you like Minions or are you anti-Minion? I still haven't decided for myself, to be honest. I'll get back to you on that.
They've gone from being a small part of the Despicable Me movies into something way, way bigger. Well, in 2015, Pixar's Minions teamed up with McDonald's. With Happy Meals, they released some talking Minion toys. That may sound like a pretty good toy compared to other Happy Meal toys. But parents were very, very displeased because the Minions appeared to say F you. Now, this was not intentional. Instead, the Minions are supposedly speaking a made-up language, Minionese.
Okay, so these toys are literally swearing at children. Doesn't look very good on McDonald's part to be selling these toys to kids. I know Minions speak gibberish, so people just probably got it confused, or Or McDonald's could be sending subliminal messages, which is honestly super creepy.
This is basically a bunch of gibberish, but some of that gibberish did not sound good. In fact, it sounded like some of these minions were cursing. These minions were quickly taken off the market. But that's not before a lot of parents complained about their kids' sweary Happy Meal toys.
I mean, I would complain too. Imagine you get your kid a Happy Meal only for the toy to literally be swearing at them. Honestly, kind of funny though. Kind of iconic. Why do I kind of love it? I wonder if they still have these around.
After you hear this one, you're not going to believe McDonald's actually released it. In the 90s, McDonald's released a tickle feather. This was a cheap piece of foam made to look like a feather. I'm not sure how they came up with it or who the toy was even for. Maybe they just had some old foam laying around in the factory and it was cheap to make.
Wait, I am so confused. They sold a piece of foam in the shape of a feather with the words tickle feather on it? That's not disturbing, that's just straight up weird. I guess you're basically getting a sponge though, so you could use it to like wash the dishes or something. You gotta make it work.
And what would kids even use it for anyway? This toy was quickly discontinued and was never brought back. Just imagine if they tried that in 2020, McDonald's would be cancelled. Back in the 2000s, this was the most popular toy every girl wanted. These creepy wide-eyed fairies would catapult into the air.
Catapult into the air? The word catapult is very aggressive. I don't think I want anything from McDonald's to be catapulting anywhere near me. To be honest though, I really like their dresses. They're kind of cute. You go, girl.
They had very sharp, fast-moving wings, but they were soon found to be very dangerous. Many girls who played with them were smacked in the face as they catapulted up into the air. But not only were these kind of dangerous, some said they were kind of creepy too. They have very eerie smiles and gigantic, bulging eyes. And they were quite repetitive too. All you would do is launch them into the air and they'd fall back down.
Okay, so these toys would basically attack you. You would just throw it into the air and it would smack you in the face. Doesn't sound very fun to me.
Kids also loved trolling their siblings by shooting them at each other. But that again proves how dangerous these toys really were. Some kids were even said to have nightmares because these toys only had one leg. Maybe they were some kind of weird woman-flamingo hybrid.
Woman-flamingo hybrid. You're telling me you think McDonald's thought of making a woman-flamingo hybrid? This is getting insane.
I'm sure we all know about Rasputin, either from history class or the Boney M song. But in the late 90s, a movie named Anastasia was brought out and people went crazy for it. It introduced kids to Russian history and folklore. And at the time, the movie teamed up with McDonald's to produce a Rasputin toy.
That toy looks absolutely terrifying. If I was a kid and I saw this in my Happy Meal toy, I would actually have nightmares. Like, genuinely, this is so scary. Absolutely terrible idea, McDonald's.
However, when kids got the toy, they realized it was actually very creepy. You could pop off his head and body parts by pushing a button on his back.
Why are you able to pop off his body parts? You should not be able to do that with a toy. Okay, this toy is definitely like taking the #1 spot right now for the creepiest toy. Let me know what you guys think. I'm scared.
Parents were furious that their kids were playing with this very scary toy. Considering it was for kids, it was pretty gruesome. Also, why would you make a kid's toy based off one of the most dark stories in history?
That is so ridiculous. Yeah, let's just make a toy of a guy who was assassinated and then make the kids be able to pull his body parts apart. This toy is literally something out of a nightmare.
If you're not in the USA, you may not know what Hamburglar is. Back in the 80s, McDonald's had two mascots, Ronald McDonald and the Hamburglar. The Hamburglar was basically Ronald McDonald's evil counterpart.
Am I the only one that had no idea about this? Ronald McDonald had an evil counterpart? I literally never heard about this in my entire life. That's really creepy.
He was a villain who would steal hamburgers. And he was also supposed to be kind of scary. So that's why in Halloween of 1988, McDonald's brought out a Halloween-inspired Hamburglar. They tried to make him look like a scary witch. And they succeeded as many kids burst into tears after getting this toy.
Yeah, no wonder. This guy looks terrifying. The original Hamburglar didn't really look that scary, but this guy looks really creepy.
There's even a spider crawling on his face, which is the #1 phobia in the world. I'm not sure why his face is green and why his tongue is so big. When you moved this toy around, its eyes would move and track you around the room.
Why would they make his eyes follow you? McDonald's is really out here ready to scare people. I don't like any of these toys.
So, needless to say, that Halloween, a lot of kids did not get much sleep. This toy was part of the promotion of the movie Shark Tale. Sharktail and McDonald's teamed up to make some of the characters into Happy Meal toys. But things went seriously wrong with the jellyfish character. Not only does he have a face like the rapper Future, but some said the shape was also kind of suggestive. Parents were shocked to find this rude-shaped toy in their kid's Happy Meal.
Okay, the shape is definitely weird, but to be fair, that is also what a jellyfish would look like. Like, how else are you gonna make a jellyfish into a toy, you know what I mean? I feel like they did their best with what they had to work with.
Maybe these parents had their minds in the gutter. But what do you guys think? Is this toy inappropriate or just harmless fun?
Okay, now that I'm looking at it again, it is a little weird. Doesn't look quite right.
We all know that toys come with warnings saying do not eat. But with this one, I'm not sure how they thought kids wouldn't try and swallow the toy. In the 80s, Play-Doh and McDonald's teamed up to make a Happy Meal toy. The toy came with Play-Doh and a mold, so they could make their favorite McDonald's food out of Play-Doh.
Wait, that actually sounds like so much fun. You can make like little burgers and fries out of Play-Doh. That's actually a really smart toy idea. I just don't know how well it pairs with food. I feel like kids will definitely want to eat it.
The idea may seem pretty fun, but there was a big chance kids would ingest the toy while playing with it. It is definitely not good to eat Play-Doh, and according to many people reminiscing on forums, they did in fact eat this toy.
I have to admit, I myself have tried Play-Doh, and it does not taste as good as it looks. Please do not eat Play-Doh. Anyway, you guys, these were some of the scariest McDonald's toys. Comment down below which one you found the creepiest. I have to admit, this one really scared the crap out of me. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.